Hi, welcome to Jeff's 5 for September 24th, 2015. We are on the road, currently in Framingham, Massachusetts, shooting this on September 17th, the Thursday before Cycle for the Cause takes off tomorrow morning. You can see behind me the bikes all being racked up and being final tune-upped before we take off tomorrow morning at about 6:45. Most of this episode, if not all of it, will take place on the ride as I shoot various things along the way, and hoping to make even more money into the donation queue. Donations will still be available by the time this episode goes out on YouTube. So if you can donate via the link that's at the bottom of the video and increase the amount of money raised even more. First off, and most important this week, is to thank my donors. I had 30 people as of yesterday who have all donated to the ride to make this a successful one for me in terms of fundraising. I've had $2,711 donated from these 30 people so far, and I just really want to go through this list and thank them for their support this year. It's the 6th year that I've done the ride, so I've made over $20,000 in that time to benefit the HIV/AIDS services at the LGBT Center. So the folks that I would like to thank are Adrian, Carolyn, Chad, Clay, Clint, Courtney, Daniel, David, Elvis, Grant, Jacob, Joe, Jonathan. Got two different Justins on here to thank. Katie, Keith, Christine, Lori, Maria, Mary Kay, Matthew, Neela, Paul, Suzanne, Teresa, Tracy, and Wade. You've all done such great stuff, no matter what your donation amount was, to make this ride successful for me as a rider in terms of what I had to donate, and of course successful for the center to raise the critical funds that they need for their services. I do have to give one special shout out to Liz, who was my single biggest donator this year. She came in twice with a really excellent amount of money, and I can't thank her enough for it. She's been really supportive of me and this ride since I started doing it back 5 or 6 years ago, and her support is meaningful every year, as is everybody's. So thank you everybody who donated.
So this year I rode with Team Kyle and was also part of their fundraising efforts. I met Team Kyle 3 years ago when they were a new team of 3, and I was happy to sit down with their team captain, Corinne, during the ride this year to kind of find out about the genesis of Team Kyle and what the ride means to them.
So we are Team Kyle after Kyle Speidel, who was my business partner, my creative other half, dear, dear friend of mine. And he had done the ride for many, many years and was an inspiration to so many. And actually, this ride was where he came out and announced that he was positive. And he did that because through Cycle for the Cause and the community that he found here, he finally found a place where he felt safe and that he could come out and could find the support that he needed. So very tragically, 3 years ago, he passed away. And this ride was so important to him, not just for the community that he found here, but through all the help and services he received. He wanted to be able to do that for other people, and he wanted to be a poster boy for being the positive peddler and what that means and how you can be healthy and vital and beautiful and amazing and smart with this disease and sort of crush the stigma that we tend to see. So when he passed away, someone from the center approached me and asked if we would put a team together to honor Kyle. And his friends and I thought about it long and hard because it's very tough and it's emotional when you've lost somebody. And this weekend actually will be the 3rd anniversary. So he passed away on September 20th. It was one of the things where we thought, do we really want to be on a bike pedaling 275 miles when we go through the anniversary of his passing? And we thought long and hard and decided there could not be a better way to commemorate his life and what he believed in and continue the work that he believed in so strongly and continue to help the people that are still here. Because we all ride for the people that we've lost, but we also ride for the people who are still here, bravely living with this disease in and out every day, and for the people who will be diagnosed in the future and tomorrow and all of that who will still need these services. So we have come together and we proudly wear the jersey, 3 years strong now, of Team Kyle. We started off 3 members, like I said, myself and his 2 other friends, and through talking about Kyle and why he rode, why we rode, why we ride, what this ride means to us and what it does for our community. I'm proud to say we are now 5 members strong, hoping to grow and grow and grow. The first year we raised $10,000. The second year, I think we raised about $12,000, and this year we've raised over $16,000. So I'm very proud. We're out there. We're fighting the good fight, keeping his memory alive, doing the work he believed in so strongly, and helping those right now and in the future.
Red Dress Day is day 2 on the ride, and an opportunity for everybody to dress up in their favorite red outfit to pedal down the road or to work the rest stations. The guy in the red wig here actually won Best in Show for this costume that he rode in all day, and this is his later in the evening in his evening attire. Wonder Woman was there hanging out for the day. These two are extremes between a little red accent and a full red. This is Team Kyle in front of a statue that also was in the occasion. There were an entire fleet of Lieutenant Uhuras, and there goes a little quick sample of an Uhura on a bike. Me with Barry in the outfit he wore for the afternoon, and we're going to hear about his morning outfit right now.
I'm actually in a comfortable outfit today, so all is good. Little tiny kitten heels to keep me moving.
This is our ride coordinator, Steve Bratton, in his very sensible frock. On the second and third day of the ride, I was actually working with the AV crew. Had a great time with them as they drove around the ride to capture a whole bunch of different videos and still shots that'll be used for ride promotion. Because I was with them, I was able to capture some different stuff along the ride, as you can see here. Also got to capture them doing some of their work. You saw Jay a second ago in the first shot of this segment, kind of sitting there as a zooming biker went by. Here you can see both Jay and Brian in the road capturing them with some stuff, and then Jay up here on top of a bridge to get the best shot.
So I'm back home in California now, after a week being gone between the ride and some of their business on the East Coast. As usual, the ride is never what you expect it to be. I actually ended up not riding after about 30 miles on the first day. The heat on the East Coast last week, combined with maybe not hydrating enough, maybe not eating quite right, really just took me out on Friday. Had to get swept off the course. It's a big mental game after that to try and not just beat myself up over not completing the ride and really, kind of bowing out so early. It was great to get to navigate with the media guys, which you heard about back in number 4. I felt useful there. It was great to see the ride from that perspective. So you can read everything about my riding experience this year in the blog post that's linked up in the eye icon. I don't think I'll ride again. I don't think it's really practical. It's about $350 to ship the bike back and forth from California to Boston and then back again from New York. And it's just, if I were to spend that amount of money, I'd rather just give it to the center to do their services. It doesn't mean I'm done with the ride, though. I definitely see crewing in the future to continue to support the incredible work and the cause, and to go out there and support the riders and the crew who continue to do it year after year. As you saw with the stats that I had back up in the first part of the video when I was thanking my donors, the AIDS crisis is still a crisis. It hasn't gone away. It's a manageable disease. It's not an easily manageable disease. You do have to really work on it, and prevention's the best way to go. But while we're still teaching people how to prevent the disease, we also need to support everyone who does live with it and manage it on a daily basis. So that's a look at the ride. Not many links below, but you could still donate. Donations will be open, I believe, until the end of October, and it would be great to increase the amount the ride made. And, by the way, that was over $800,000 this year, which is the most the ride has ever made, which is really awesome because it means the center will be able to continue to do its good work. We'll be back next week with a regular episode of The Five. Feel free to leave comments and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to get these on a consistent basis. And until then, we'll see you next week.